Hello again. It was only yesterday I uploaded a video showing parts I'd scrapped from an old dishwasher, and I mentioned I had an irrigation system to my greenhouse. I've had 2 or 3 phone calls regarding how I did this. Pardon me. Which I'm quite surprised, because I hardly thought it would need explanation, but in all washing machines, dishwashers, any appliance that has water supply will have one of these, which is a solenoid operated water tap, if you like. The input is this end, the output is that end. You can always tell the input because it'll have a filter or a gauze to stop the mechanism getting blocked up. And they're very simple operations. They're very simple devices, rather. It's nothing more than a solenoid. We have a coil with 2 connections. Mains is applied to the coil. Inside the coil is a little plunger held down by a spring. When there's electric on the coil, it turns the little plunger, which is metal, into a magnet which jumps up into the coil and allows the water to flow through. So as long as the coil receives AC, the water will flow, and as soon as the AC is removed, it stops flowing. It's very, very simple. They're absolutely bomb-proof. They're used up in that direction usually. They will work in all orientations, but you might as well have gravity working in your favour. I've pulled out hundreds of these things. I've very rarely found any that go wrong, and if they do, they'll have an open circuit coil, which means the water won't flow, so you won't get a flood. And they'll work at full mains water pressure. In fact, they'll work 2 or 3 times above that. Quite incredible, really. So how is an irrigation system made out of these? Well, very, very simple. You'll sometimes find doubles. That's where hot water and cold water are fed, or singles. They might have different colours, but they'll all look the same, and very handy devices. So a quick explanation seems to be necessary. Here I've just panned round. I've temporarily rigged up one on a piece of wood and supplied a switch, and this is my garden hose under full pressure. And so long as electric is supplied to the coil, the water will flow. All we need to do now is to change this switch to a time switch. Here we have a mechanical time switch, very old. Different pins are moved in, it's nothing more than a clock. Pins are moved at what time you want the electric on and what time you want it off. And you can use something old like this, or you can use a modern digital, or you could even use one of these small little devices that you plug into the mains with a couple of dials on, and plug your TV light or your VCR or whatever you want to control remotely. These draw very, very little current. The resistance to that coil is something in the region of about 3,000 to 4,000 ohms. So we're only looking at a milliamp or 2. And this pipe, the output pipe, goes off to your cucumbers, tomatoes, whatever it is you're growing. In my case, the pipe is snaked in and out of the grow bags with various holes pricked into it and the end blocked up. But you could take it to a spray nozzle or a rose head in the ceiling of the greenhouse, and you'll find the whole system very, very reliable. Far more reliable than asking a neighbour to come in and tend to your plants while you're on holiday. Couldn't be simpler. You'll soon learn to know how much time is required to water your plants. Start off with a few minutes, and after a day or 2 you'll soon find out the requirements depending on the size of your greenhouse. Do not poo-poo the simplicity of this. After all, you can always go into a garden centre and buy a very expensive looking box with dials and bulbs and buttons, pay a few £100 and it'll do nothing more than what this does. I recently rigged up something similar to this, or 2 or 3 of them actually, to a guy that took over a nursery near to me, and he had massive greenhouses, 300 foot long or so, and he asked me about this simple system, and I gave him a morning's work, and he done the major work by showing what to do, and it's now quite embarrassing. The guy never stops thanking me. The good side to that is I haven't bought a bottle of wine since. So the choice is yours. You can either part with a lot of your hard-earned cash or pull an old washing machine apart, have a bit of fun and save yourself an absolute fortune. Anyway, I hope I've debugged the operation of these little solenoid valves and that you found it of some interest. There may be other applications you can apply this to. It doesn't have to be greenhouses, it could be fountains, all sorts of things. Use your imagination. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope I've demystified these little devices. It's a lot of fun making things and I get a great buzz from it.